So at the end of 2017, this Chinese company reached out to me to try out and review their new tech product. It's called the GooBang Doo. It's a portable video recorder, you know, for recording gameplay or well, really anything that you want to record footage from. And so yes, they contacted me first. Yes, they paid for the product to be sent to me, but Amazon sent it to me. So technically this is a sponsored video, but I swear everything I say is my own opinion, my own professional opinion, and my own professional review. So this is the GooBang Doo HDCP 1. At least that's the model. There's 4 inputs and outputs and 3 buttons. Well, I guess you can say 5 inputs and outputs if you count the plug, because it does need its own external power source. It's a portable video recorder. Pretty much all portable video recorders need its own DC in, and then it has HDMI in and HDMI out. So you go from, let's say, the video game console, HDMI in, then HDMI out to the TV. So you have a pass-through signal, and I've used it. Pass-through seems fine. Doesn't seem like there's any lag. Of course, I'm sure there's gonna be like some super professional experts out there who like have millimeter slow frame per second, you know, 100,000 frame per second thingy, checking like the millisecond response time of the input lag. But I just used it for a couple games. You know, I'm just like a regular gamer, man. Well, I'm a hardcore gamer, but I had used it. Input lag seemed fine. Wasn't any different from any other game on TV. Not on my super high speed monitor, but that's a different story. And then this side is a USB side. It's a USB 2.0 port, and you need this for its own storage device, because this is so portable and so sleek and slim, you know, only being 9.5 centimeters this way and this way, 1.5 centimeters this way. And it's great to be portable, but it doesn't use any computer, doesn't have any storage options, anything like that. So you will need to use your own flash drive or external hard drive. I recommend a flash drive because you can just do a little, you know, stick like this, and then they can get pretty big file sizes these days, and flash drives save super quickly, while hard drives usually need their own external power source also, and you know, the read-write speed isn't that great, so I prefer flash drives over hard drives when it comes to the GooBang Doo. And then there's 3 buttons on it. Oh, first other input is a mic input. It's 3.5mm auxiliary input, because I don't know, maybe it's good for gaming headsets. I don't have a gaming headset. I know a lot of people have gaming headsets with the mic. You can do some gameplay commentary while you're playing the game, but of course there's no audio settings, so you will need to change the audio settings in your game before you start recording, so your voice doesn't get muffled out by the game volume. Anyways, 3.5mm aux mic input. I don't really have any mics like that. I don't use a headset. My mic is a desktop mic, so it uses USB, but this USB is just for storage, not for mics, so I can't really test how great the audio quality would be for a microphone. I'm sure if you have a super great gaming headset, it'll probably record great. But, well, let's go to the capture quality in just a second. First, buttons. One button is on and off, so you will need to press it to turn it on, and then there will be some lights here, and then you'll get the pass through. You'll be able to record and everything. That's the other button, record and stop. You just press this button to record, and then the lights will start blinking in succession or something like that. Press another button to stop it, and then you'll just have like a single light. After a few blinks, then it'll go to single light. Then there's this other button, which is resolution, and it can be a little troublesome because it's only 1080p and 720p. So this thing can record at 720p 60 frames per second, or 1080p 30 frames per second, all of it at about 15 megabit per second bit rate. So some people would like 1080p 60 frames per second, of course, because YouTube can do that now, but it's not really necessary. And doing 720p 60 frames per second is fine. 1080p 30 frames per second is fine. It's also, you know, it's also good. But again, that's pretty dang good for a portable video recorder that has no storage or anything. It has a little plug. You don't use a computer or anything. That's awesome. Of course, it doesn't compare to an internal capture device like mine, but that's hundreds of dollars. That records 1080p 60 frames per second, and you need a computer. You can't really lug a computer around if you need something to go to a friend's house or maybe to go to an office or whatever and record something. That's where the GooBang Doo comes in. That's such a funny name. But this is so great for being so portable. But again, it's not the best video quality out there. And then when it comes to the microphone input, I think they kind of missed out on the opportunity to do the USB drive for a mic. And also with the bit rate, it's about 15 megabits per second. I think that's pretty fine if you're doing videos on YouTube, because even if you look at the YouTube's recommended stats for resolution, frame rate, and all that stuff, for a 1080p 30 frames per second video, it only needs like 10 megabits per second. So being 15 already is already good quality. And I tested this out. I recorded a bunch of gameplay using the Xbox One X, because at this time the Xbox One X has the best hardware available for a console. But of course, it's not just the hardware that counts, it's the games too. So while some games only run at a max of 1080p 60 frames per second, a handful of games can run at up to 4K 60 frames per second. And for some that don't know, that's 2160p 60 FPS. However, the max quality the GooBang Doo can record and output at is either 1080p 30 FPS or 720p 60 FPS. And to avoid confusion, I noted the quality of each video at the top left corner of the screen. And just so you guys know, you will need to stop recording before you can switch resolutions and frame rate on the next file. So yeah, the Xbox One X can be pretty amazing, but it still wasn't good enough. And I know it's just a console, so I was like, you know what? Stepping it up to the next level. I hooked it up to my PC input, tried Rainbow Six Siege and Skyrim, 1080p 60 frames per second, everything maxed out. I even have beauty mods on Skyrim, so everything looks even better, better lighting, better flora or whatever, all that stuff. And still the quality wasn't that great. But I just wanna keep going on it. The quality is fine for being what it is, for its price, for being incredibly portable and awesome like that. Quality's great in that regards. When it's compared to other video recorders out there, it isn't the best, but still, I highly recommend the GooBang Doo portable video recorder if you want to take it, if you need portability, if you're just starting up video capturing, any of that stuff. Oh yes, and I almost forgot to mention, well, this is pretty much the same with all video recorders, whether it's internal video capture devices, video cards, portable video recorders, whatever. None of them can really, well, to my knowledge, none of them can record video with an HDCP signal over it, which is that copyright protection signal that like all Blu-rays have. PlayStation 3 has it, PlayStation 4 has it unless you disable it in the settings, but it'll always have it when you're playing Blu-rays, but not when playing certain video games. So if you're trying to play that HDCP video, it won't even pass through the GooBang Doo, and you can't record it, nothing will come through. So a lot of people use certain devices to strip that HDCP. I'm not recommending that because, you know, I think there's little gray lines or gray area, blurry lines for removing HDCP copyright protection junk. But it is possible, and then once you do that, then you can record with the GooBang Doo. So that's it for the GooBang Doo. Again, I highly recommend it for being a portable video recorder, or if you're just getting into video recording, gameplay recording, whatever. And I will leave a link to an Amazon listing in the description if you want to buy it yourself. Use my link and I will get a small cut of it, but it won't cost you guys anything extra. It'll just help keep my website and my YouTube channels running. But that's pretty much it. You know, you can thumbs up this video if you liked it or appreciated me doing it, and subscribe to my channel for more gaming and tech related stuff. Sometimes I do product reviews and unboxings like this. Sometimes I do gameplay commentary, strategy guides, live streams, just a bunch of different things. That's it. See you guys later.